Good morning. But still learning how to use these high tech things. Let me just get the Sefer. And I thank you for your patience. Mitzvahs asay lemo kol ben zachar and shmini yamim. Positive commandment to circumcise a male child at the age of 8 days. Shenemar, the pasuk says, "Uven shmeinas yamim mimo lachem kol zachar." And at the age of 8 days, every male amongst you shall be circumcised. V'dafka b'yoyim, so it only take place during the day itself. Shenemar, as it says, only during daytime. Shenemar, as it says, v'yoyim hashmini mobasar lasoi, and on the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. That teaches us by yoyim on the day that it has to be during the day. Yomol achar alois hashemesh, the bris should be performed after sunrise. The imal mishalamud hashachar, but if the bris was done after daybreak, yatza, the mitzvah has been fulfilled. Umila shechayuva v'adois uzmana v'adois, and a bris that its obligation is certain, and the time for doing it is certain, meaning it is for sure the 8th day. Doich es haShabbos, that will override Shabbos. A bris that's done on the 8th day overrides Shabbos. If it's after that 8th day, then it's not done on Shabbos. Or let's say it's a question if it should be done on the 8th day, meaning it also, the baby would not be at the bris on Shabbos itself. If, for instance, the child was born in what's called Bein HaShmashas, twilight of Friday night, it would be the baby could not have the bris done on the following Shabbos, because the question is it a Friday baby or a Shabbos baby? And that's an example of where the time and the obligation are not certain, and then it is not override Shabbos. Only if you know that it's actually the 8th day, that is when the bris is going to override Shabbos. Mila hi mitzvahs asay sheyesh bakaris. Mila, bris mila, circumcision, is a positive commandment that carries with it a punishment of karis, the way they translate it here is divine severance of existence. We'll explain what that means soon. And typically, a positive commandment that is disobeyed does not carry that kind of punishment. But bris mila is a positive commandment. It's one of the few that does carry it. Shinamar, as it says, "V'arel zachar asher lo yimol es basar or lasoi v'nichrasa." A male that is uncircumcised male who does not circumcise the flesh of his foreskin, v'nichrasa, he shall be cut off. Now, in the English translation, they have here for kares, divine severance of existence. There are different forms of kares. Sometimes we're familiar or more familiar with the form of kares that's called premature death. When a person dies at a very young age, doesn't mean that everybody dies at a young age has been punished with kares, but it's one of the forms of kares. But the essential kares, essential severance of existence, means that a person's neshama, a person's soul, has been cut off from its connection to Hashem. That is the essential punishment of kares. It's a mitzvah for a father to circumcise his son. If the father didn't have the bris milah done on his son, Bital mitzvah he has disobeyed this positive commandment. Well, a father does not fulfill his obligation to have his son circumcised is not liable to the punishment of kares. Punishment of kares only applies to the person himself who is not circumcised. If the father did not circumcise him, then this person, once he becomes an adult, is obligated to make sure that he gets a bris. And every day that passes, once he becomes an adult and he does not circumcise himself, Bittul doesn't get a bris milah for it, doesn't get a bris for himself. Bittul mitzvahs asay zu, has disobeyed this positive commandment. The chayav kares, and he is liable to and deserves the punishment of kares. If at the end of the day he dies without a bris milah, and he did this intentionally, that is when he is deserving of the punishment of the severance of his soul from its connection to existence. For bris, and whoever does not keep the bris milah, he can be somebody that knows, that is very knowledgeable in Torah and has performed many good deeds. If intentionally he did not have the bris milah done, he does not have a portion in the world to come. L'doila mitzvah zu. This mitzvah is very great. Shenichrusu aleha shalosh esrei brisais, because 13 covenants were created for it. V'noyim b'chamakom v'chol zman, and it applies at all places and at all times. Again, I apologize for being late. Thank you all for listening. I wish you all a wonderful day.